Now on BBC Two Scotland, who will be crowned the champ of the black chair? This will have you on the edge of your seat.
From the 96 contenders who've taken part in this series, 6 finalists have emerged. Tonight, one of them is about to be crowned the nation's mastermind. The first finalist in the spotlight tonight is David Buckle, a college vice principal from Nuneaton. He'll be answering questions on a decadent decade of filmmaking. Next, Catherine Johnson, a manuscripts librarian from Middlesex. She takes on the many descendants of Britain's longest reigning monarch. Jessie Honey, an urban planner from London, answers questions on one of the world's great cathedrals. Barbara Thompson, a secretary from Redcar. She'll be answering questions on 50 years of English cricket. Les Morel, a retired company director from Norwich, on the strike that divided 1920s Britain. And Mark Grant, an accountant from Bromley, answers questions on a century of Italian opera. Hello and welcome to the Mastermind Grand Final with me, John Humphreys. It's been a long road for these 6 finalists, but the end is now in sight. Having seen off all the challenges, they must now face the black chair one more time. They know the rules by now, as I'm sure you do. 2 minutes on their specialist subject and 2 minutes on general knowledge. The winner will take home this glass bowl and, far more importantly, the most coveted of titles, Mastermind Champion. Let's get on with it and ask our first finalist to join us, please. And your name is?
David Buckle.
And your occupation?
College Vice Principal.
Your previous subjects were the work of Jerry Anderson and the Jeeves and Wooster novels. Your subject tonight is?
Hollywood in the 1980s. We are at Universal Studios in the heart of Hollywood, the entertainment capital of Los Angeles. I've always been interested in films and filmmaking, and the 1980s is a particularly interesting decade, and it was when I went to the cinema as a young man more than any other time in my life. These are my memories, and it's growing up in this history which was made in this place and the other studios around it. In 1980, the Hollywood film industry went into a mass panic. A film called Heaven's Gate, produced by United Artists, cost $41 million and only took $1.5 million at the box office. It was incredibly long, and no one's ever seen the end of it because they've all fallen asleep in theatres watching it. The introduction of the home video systems in the 1980s meant that film companies were in a bit of a turmoil. People could now stay at home and watch movies instead of going out to film theatres. The 1980s saw a proliferation of teen comedies, films with lots of pop music in, and action hero films, in order to get the targeted 12 to 25 audience into cinemas and not watching at home. Whilst I was surprised to get to the final, my friends and family seemed to think it was something that would automatically happen. I don't know why. Perhaps they have a high opinion of me than I do myself. To paraphrase a famous TV show, when you're on the way to the famous black chair, you want to say, "Beam me up, Scotty." But to quote Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, it's just us, the cameras, and those wonderful people out there in the dark. Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hollywood in the 1980s in 2 minutes, starting now. The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Planes, Trains and Automobiles were all written by which director who died in 2009?
John Hughes.
Correct. The Motion Picture Association of America was criticised for its award of a PG rating to which film it shows a pulsating heart, rich temperature. Are the Fahrenheit and Celsius scales equal?
-40.
Correct. Which notorious gangster does Johnny Depp play in the film Public Enemies?
Dillinger.
Dillinger is correct. You had one pass. PFC in the American Army stands for Private First Class. It didn't matter a jot because, Jessie Honey, you have a vast total of 37 points. Well, you don't see a score like that very often. Let's have a look at all the scores in this final round. In 6th place with 19 points, Barbara Thompson. 5th place, 22 points, David Buckle. 4th place, 23 points, Les Morel. 3rd place with 30 points, Mark Grant. 2nd place with 32 points, Catherine Johnson. In 1st place with 37 points, Mastermind champion, Jessie Honey. Now, to present the trophy, somebody who knows all about sitting in that intimidating black chair, last year's Mastermind champion, Nancy Dickman. Welcome. You have to... Your reign is just about ended, isn't it? Is that sad? Has it been good? I mean, does it make your life different?
Yeah, it's something special. I always know that I've won Mastermind.
And how do people treat you once they know you're Mastermind champion? Do they say, go and prove you're clever?
I've been banned from a couple of quizzes.
Have you really?
Yes.
Well, I don't blame them. So that's all over for you, is it?
No, some people still let me in.
But you pretend to be somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, very wise. Well, you've got to hand it over, I'm afraid, so let's ask Jessie to come and join us again, please. And there you go. The obvious question, how on earth can you remember all that stuff? That was an amazing score.
Thanks very much. I don't know, but I do know that I definitely wouldn't be here without the support of my wonderful wife, Helen, who's in the audience.
That's
So I'd like to
nice.
say thank you to her
What,
as well.
does she put you through your paces?
She
or
does
things like that?
constantly test me during the washing up, everything. So she's really suffered.
Well, now you've won it, you shouldn't wash it. I mean, a Mastermind champion shouldn't have to wash dishes. I mean,
Well, I don't know.
beneath you from now on. Come on,
I do.
You do. Well, congratulations. We may see you back here one day, but for the moment, Jessie, congratulations. And that's it from this series of Mastermind. Good night.
A beautiful finish to the week as we head over to the RHS Chelsea Flower Show next year on BBC Two. While later at 10, it's all about the 80s with a group that helped make the decade, a Duran Duran special on Top of the Pops too.